Hey everybody, we're live in One Live. How are we? It is Tuesday. We got past the hump of Monday. We're now on Tuesday. We're riding our way through the rest of the week. Look who I've got sitting next to me, the one and only returning to One Live. It is Ridge Banks, everyone.
Hey everybody.
Hey Ridge, how you doing?
Doing great, man.
Good. That's all I like to hear. And I'll tell you what, let's start off straight away with a bit of a health thing going on. Ridge, what happened to you last week? What happened? Where was the car?
Well,
Tell us a bit about it.
we had a little bit of weather, and I was driving home, and it was cold enough for ice, and I went around this corner, and it must have been black ice. The whole thing sped up, and I wailed into a curb. Thank God the curb stopped me. But it broke my wheel, and my car's still in the shop. But shook me up, but I'm okay. And
Good. I'm glad you're okay. You had lots and lots of messages.
I drive an old Challenger, like a yellow jacket. So if there's any type of ice or snow, I shouldn't be out there at all. So
You should put some chains on the wheels. That'll get you going. Put some chains on the wheels and it'll get you going, eh? Anyway, welcome to One Live. Okay, last time we spoke to each other 6 months ago, you weren't with the One Live team. You are with the One Live team now. You're part of the One Live family. And actually, we've gone through a little bit about One Life's about. So I don't need to go and tell you any more in that direction. We're going to get on with the show this evening. Welcome, everybody, in X and in YouTube and in Facebook. Nice to have you on board. Nice to have you come and keep us all warm in the UK because it's still absolutely freezing cold. It's getting warmer apparently over in Nashville, Tennessee, where Ridge is.
Our snow's melting.
Your snow's melting. I love it. I love the fact that the snow's melting, okay? And I love the fact that you're getting safer because I don't want you crashing any more cars, okay? Just stop crashing.
I don't get to drive my cool car. I'm driving like a rental minivan.
A rental minivan. I don't even know what that is. So I tell you what, me and Rich was discussing about the comments coming in tonight. It is an interactive show. We do want to see your comments, and we do want you to be asking Rich lots of questions about his music journey. Okay, so we've already got a question, and actually, Rich, I'll tell you what, you're going to know people quicker than I am because when they come out, I've got literally a blockhead. Who's a blockhead? Come on, Rich, help me out here.
All right. But I can't read it very well. Is there something?
I'll put it on here. Blockhead. You know, it's 2312. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I do. I think that's out in UK.
Okay, so blockhead out in the UK. Put your name as well. We're not going to be calling you blockhead for the rest of the show. He says, "Hey Adrian, hey brother Rich, hey everyone everywhere. Hope you're all okay." Muriel also from the My Indie Radio Show has said, "Hi Rich, how you doing, young man?" So we've got people already commenting. So thanks for joining us for the show this evening. Keep us company. Keep us asking questions for Ridge. And keep commenting on Ridge's amazing music, which will be coming up in the show later. So One Life, everybody. Let's have a quick catch up with the One Life team. Let's find out what we've been doing behind the show. In relation to the One Life team, I want to say a special thank you to everybody who has supported myself going to Atlanta. And it isn't about me just going to Atlanta. It is about the One Life story going to Atlanta to talk about all these amazing artists that I've met over the past 5 years who have been able to reach out to many and multiple charities around the world. You know, when I go over to Atlanta, it is about talking to everybody about the importance of, music and how that touches every single local and national charity. You know, we've got loads that we've mentioned, loads of which are coming up on the shows, but to be able to go to Atlanta, a dream of mine when I was a kid, to go and actually get that nomination for the International Singer-Songwriters Association. I am totally honored to accept that nomination and fly the flag for the One Life team. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Okay, but I want to say thank you. We do have our first donations. Our wheels have finally started to roll on our aeroplane here in the UK, but we need your help to get it to take off. But I'll tell you what, for those who have already donated, I want to say a huge, huge thank you and a huge hug from myself to you to say thank you for your support. And we are on our way to Atlanta. I'm so excited. So excited. So in relation to One Life, also, just to let you know, the music school conversations are still going on behind the the scenes here in the UK, and we are meeting up with our 12 mentors on the 23rd for the One Life Music School to be open. We are opening One Life Music School. We will be giving you more information on our social media and also our webpage when it develops and when it becomes live. But some exciting stuff. I am meeting with one of the artists tomorrow about a One Life album in terms of making sure we collate all your indie artists, because you're all telling me that you're working for some great charities and you've made some great tracks. We want to collate those tracks and put them on a One Life album and dedicate them to local and national charities around the world. So I am meeting with Paul Austin tomorrow, who will be our music director in terms of the albums. And we are going to be raising some amazing funds throughout the year for One Life. But we need your help. We need you to send in your tracks. We're going to be doing an album of 20 amazing tracks. And that's our first album. And we're going to continue it throughout the year and get as many albums out there as possible, okay? We need you to start sending your music in. If you've got music which has already reached a local or national charity, send it in to the One Life team and we will have a listen. And if it's one that we really, really like, and to be honest, there isn't many that we don't like, we will make sure that we include it on the album. So, Team One Life are working really, really hard. My sponsors are working really hard as well. So Muriel, who's joined us this evening, My Indie Radio, she's working hard behind the scenes to get all your sounds onto the radio and also help you as artists to get and plug your music and your image out there, in her sort of PR work, things like that. So she's working really hard alongside really great radio shows as well. I see it advertised today, Muriel, in terms of some of the radio shows that you work with, in relation to the Caden Gordon show. What a massive show that is. You plug his stuff and you plug his radio show. And I tell you what, if I was an indie artist, I'd be really excited because there are so many great radio shows out there who are helping our indie artists get their music out. So Muriel will be helping you behind the scenes to also get your music out, get it to the radio shows. And that's really exciting as well. In terms of Pen Moon, she's still very busy behind the scenes with One Life. She is making your guitar picks. So she'll be making a guitar pick for the Tebow Association this month. But she can also do custom made. So if you want a custom made guitar pick, she even glows up in the dark. She will make you one. She's really talented. She's a crafty person over in the One Life scene. But she's also been very busy writing our lesson plans. She will be presenting with me during the 6 weeks that we have our indie artists, and she's been very busy writing some very in-depth lesson plans for our indie artists and our next generation of indie artists. So she's been working really well, and I just want to say a massive thank you to all of my sponsors, all those ones who have supported me financially to get to my dream of Atlanta, but also those who are out there who are supporting our charities every single month. Okay, so we are supporting the Tebow Association this month. The links are down the bottom. The websites to put out. Major Resolve has basically started to put his prize lobby for you this month. He is going to put some of his merchandise in the prize and some also little secrets that he's going to send out to the person who, one, doesn't just donate. It could be raise the most awareness in the month of March for the Tebow Association. He needs your help. We're on week 2, and he needs your help to actually show what this association can do for those children who are trafficked around the world and also are suffering from child sexual exploitation. But also, if you didn't know, then this is one of the videos that I'm going to bring you. One of the big parts of the Tebow Association is working with disabled children as well and supporting disabled children in America. So, that association has sort of two-pronged attack. They support, obviously, the child trafficking, but they also support disabled children. So what I'm going to do this evening, before I start the show this evening with Ridge, is I'm going to introduce you to one of the disabled children that the Tebow Association has actually supported. And I'm going to bring that onto the show tonight so you can have a look with me. So me and Ridge are going to get ready for our show while everybody else watches this amazing video from the Tebow Association. But what I want you to do while you're watching, please put the links in your phone right after tonight's show. Open up those links, find out a bit more about the association and how you can help them. Like I say, it isn't just about money. It is also about following the association, making the awareness, and also taking on board every single piece of advice given from that charitable member, because we can stop child sexual exploitation, we can stop hatred towards disability, and we can also help people, with this foundation in so many ways. So, if you just think charity is about money, it's not. It's about raising awareness. It's also raising what you can do different as a person, while you're watching the videos. Okay, so right, let's go for it. I'm just going behind the scenes a minute and we'll have a look at everybody's comments. While I'm doing that, I'm going to bring the Tim Tebow Association to the stage. There you go. And I'll tell everybody a bit about Bryson's story. Well, I'm not going to tell you. Bryson himself is going to tell you. So this video tonight is about 10 minutes long. Okay, so if you're out there at the moment and you haven't got the kettle on, get yourself a drink and enjoy Bryson's story. Here we go.
You good?
I feel good. Ready.
Yeah, you're ready. You're
excited.
As ready as you can be. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Run me play, bring him out.
Put me in, coach. Put me in. So I think my story is one where you can see the goodness of God throughout it. When I was 5 years old, I was diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which is a neuromuscular disease that affects the strength and all the muscles in the body. So it started with my legs and now my arms a little bit and my heart, all that stuff. But God has kept me strong throughout it. And I'm just thankful to be living life.
Bryson, I think it was a gift from God, because I don't think we were really looking to have a child, but God knew that there was something missing in our life.
I had a C-section, and I knew as soon as they got Bryson out that he was the most beautiful baby in the whole wide world.
I'm not one of those people that likes to say, hey, my condition is a big part of me. Well, it is. I mean, it's a big part of my story. And as much as I think that condition has taken a lot from me physically, it's given me a lot. Went to college, UNC Charlotte, got my bachelor's in comm studies, get my master's, and have been able to meet a lot of great people and do a lot of great things throughout it.
To see the joy that Bryson brings to other people and the people that he meets, and he's never known a stranger. There's just tons of places you go with Bryson and they're like, oh, hey, Bryson, or hey, aren't you Bryson? Bryson
will go and pick out kids with the same situation, disabilities, and then goes talk with them and still eats lunch with them. And he loves being around people. He loves being around kids. And the amazing thing is that everybody's his friend. He loves everybody.
I used to tell him, and I still do, I was like, Bryson, whenever you smile, you can light up the whole world. And some people have that in them, where I think the light of God just shows through him. And he has that light. And he is our light. He really has been such an inspiration and a blessing to us.
There's challenges. Getting dressed, for him getting dressed in the morning, wanting to go do things with other friends. If people invite him to parties, we have to look up the area to make sure he can get in. We got asked a million questions. A lot of things we do, we have to do it as a family, loading him in the van, getting him up in the morning, just taking a shower. A lot of challenges. But when you challenge God, be prepared when he gives you what you ask for, because we've asked for Bryson to be healthy. We've asked for Bryson to be strong and Bryson to go out and make his own way. And wow, he is involved in so many things, going all the time, constantly, never gets tired. He's just amazing. He is amazing. I mean, what more can you ask for? God is good.
My condition, there are days where it's tough and I get down, just like everybody does. But when I'm able to see kind of the light in my life and how he's using me and how he uses others to bring joy into my life, he provides.
And that makes you so much stronger. It makes you just get up and live and do for him and just be the strongest person in the world, because he is. He just gives of his time, he gives of himself, and he gives of his body, because his body sometimes is so weak. And he keeps going.
Knowing that Bryson's made in God's image is, it's comforting, because even though he could be without his disability, but he could be not entrenched in God's word like he is, he could not be living a Christian life and helping people. And then that would be sad, because Bryson's disability does not define him. Bryson defines his disability.
So that's what keeps motivating me. And I told him when he was a little boy, we would be playing, and he would go, "Daddy, one more time. And back then I didn't really know what that meant. But as he's got older, and as we've got older, I understand now what that meant. He knew that he only had so much time. So, I think he knew that, and I think that that's what that his life has become, is just enjoying every moment he got. So that's what makes me keep going.
I always pray, God, bring people into my life that will help me glorify you. I think that being a part of the Wish family is a great honor. Going to the game was fantastic. I love college football. So being in the atmosphere was incredible, something I'll never forget. But I definitely think when we got to eat dinner with Tim, getting to go back and forth about football and faith and to make meaningful memories, getting to see his heart provided me really great encouragement. I tell people, Tim is everything that you would expect him to be.
Had amazing time, a most amazing time. When you're as a family with a disabled child, the thing you need the most is friends, family, help. And that's what the Tim Tebow family has been to us.
For the foundation to be so faithful to us, that also shows the faithfulness of God, and that, we're entrenched in God's beliefs to be faithful.
It's good for the soul, is what I say. So that definitely was a top moment for sure. If I can encourage someone who's going through a challenge in life, I would say, most importantly is, you got to go back to where it all began, and that is from our Creator. And so whether that means opening the Bible randomly, sometimes that's my favorite thing to do, and that's a piece of encouragement if I'm feeling down or low or have a crossroads, a decision I have to make. I just open the Bible randomly. It's crazy how many times I've done that and found the verse I need, where He's taking me right to where I need to go. So that's really the big thing. Put your trust in God. And that is sometimes easier said than done for us, but that's what you need to do, because He's going to see you through. There's the phrase, "this too shall pass." And sometimes it's hard when you're in the middle of it, when you're in the middle of the storm and the rain, and it's hard. But one thing that doesn't change is God and His love for us. So if you can give your life to Him and start reading and studying every day, it will change your outlook forever. If you can focus on one positive aspect in your life, one thing that you went, you know what, that went good today. Maybe whether that's something as big as, oh, I crushed this presentation in my class. Maybe it could be that, or it could be something small. It could be, man, they gave me 10 chicken nuggets at Chick-fil-A when I ordered 8. That's something to be positive about, something to be happy about, focusing on those beautiful aspects of life. Because life is a beautiful thing to be living. Through the ups and downs, it's all beautiful. So lastly, to never stop pushing yourself and just keep fighting the good fight. Keep going. You got this thing, and ask for help when you need it. Those are kind of the pieces of encouragement I think I give.
Fantastic. Do you know what? I don't normally play long videos on my show, but that one particularly really inspired me today. It wasn't just about his family and how deeply they felt about their son and the Tebow Foundation. It was him himself. It was Bison's story. What a wonderful story to go home to and to watch over and over and over again. Bison is an amazing young man, and I wish him and his family all of the best for the UK and the One Live show. But thank Tim Tebow for all that he's done for that family. Absolutely amazing. Okay, I'm going to remove him now. Thank you very much for giving me the time to put that presentation together for you all this evening. It was a click of a button for me on YouTube. That's all it done. But hopefully those 9 minutes, I can reach out to as many families as I can over in America and around the world who can come and open up the Tim Tebow Foundation and come and support them. So everyone, we are now on to this man's show. He was live on our show 6 months ago. Should we catch up with him and find out what the last 6 months has gone on for Ridge Banks? So Ridge, you don't need any sort of like representation of who Ridge Banks is. Everybody knows who he is. So Ridge, over the past 6 months since we last interviewed you, what have you been up to?
Released a couple songs, and me and the group out in the UK with Nick Plews is we scheduled our first tour in the UK. We're coming to the UK.
We were talking about that. Come on, look, our UK team, all those in the UK, Ridge Banks, read it out. Where are you going to? Where can we come and see you?
And you can find all this on my website. You can find it on Bands in Town where we're listening to everything. We're still booking stuff, but we're playing at the Casbah Rocks. We're playing at the Metal Monocle. We're playing Baton Rouge at Queens, the Real Ale Classroom, the White
We
Line.
said about that earlier. That's one for me. Nick, if you're listening, please can we book that in for me? A nice hotel somewhere for me and Vanessa.
Yes. And we're even going to be playing at some of the hospitals there. Me and my wife have a show that we do as well, and we're going to be playing in some of the pubs and playing for some of the people in the hospitals and charities and things like that too. So some of the radio stations.
Fantastic. We're all excited to come and see you in the UK.
Yeah, we're going to be there.
And a quick message as we're live. Tammy Dove, can you make sure the International Singer-Songwriters Association Awards are in the middle of August, not at the beginning of August? Because if I'm flying to Atlanta, I can't see this man in the UK. So when you write in your program notes, Al, can you just take that on board, please? Because I need to see Ridge Bank in the UK.
Well, you can see us. So we're going to, I think we're booked for 5 weekends. Something like that.
Oh, wow. There you go. There you go. It's also Tammy. Don't worry. Put it away, Tammy. Don't worry. I can see him.
That's right. And we got some cool people opening for us, too. So I'm going to be out there. The name of my band is Ridge Banks and the Wall of Sound, but it's really become a collective family, both here in Nashville and in the UK, where we're playing with a bunch of people over there as well. Nick's kind of the head of all that, but, we have Mark Haynes and Harris Nixon, Nikki Colwell Evans, who is a semifinalist for the X Factor,
wow, a wicked
leading lady with just recently with the Traveling Blood Brothers. So we're just so happy to have her on board to sing some songs with us. We got some bands opening for us, like the Wild Daisy and the Blackhearts, and Julian Jones is going to be opening for us, and we're going to be playing our live music, a lot of it that we've done together. It just started like a little over a year ago, where Nick came out to Nashville and met me and said, hey, why don't you send some of your stuff out here and let us try to finish it too. So now it's just back and forth. It's like everybody joins in, and whatever works. There's no there's no pride. It's just all love, and it's awesome. I'm so excited. I've never been out to the UK. So
fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what.
And
Ridge, can I just stop you? Ridge, can I just stop you?
Yeah,
I've just got some personal news. What's really may help me to come over to where this place is, because I've got Nick on the line who is listening into the show this evening, and basically he's told me that Real Ale Classroom in Leicester is the heart of the culture quarter, as all the other venues. He's really recommending this venue to come down to. Just the name of it, Nick, has sold it to me.
I love it.
Real Ale and me goes together very well.
Absolutely, it sounds awesome.
Miri was also said, she's listening in. You've also got Paul Austin. Have you met Paul Austin? You've got his music, Rich. Great music, absolutely amazing music. UK artist, very big into his rock music, and his cover of his music is amazing. And he does a lot for the One Live show. But he's just recently moved over from one band to another. He's now promoting the Paul Austin band, and some great music, some great vibes are coming over from the UK. And he's also got some new releases out at the moment as well. But Paul's stepped into the show tonight because he's particularly interested in your music. So it'd be good to see you two link up after the show and find out about a bit more about each other's music, because I think that'd be really fantastic. So lots of comments coming in. Keep the comments coming in. Absolutely fantastic. In relation to awards and things like that, over the last 6 months, they're flooding in as well, aren't they? What you been up to?
Yeah, I actually got I got an award, USA Artist of the Year, just recently, which was really awesome, and I think the WSA gave me a top 10 too, so that's pretty cool. So
fantastic,
I
well done.
those awards, they make me feel, it's not why we do it, but it sure does feel good when somebody acknowledges you.
It does, and I tell you what, you spend a lot of hard work, in terms of your tracks, and to be noted for what you do is absolutely amazing. But that's not the reason that you do it, and a lot of your tracks, you were saying before we went on the air today, was all about charitable organizations.
Yeah, it's turned into that. When you ask me, like, what do you do for charitable? I mean, I'm trying to turn my entire music career into a charitable, vehicle. I mean, some of the things I've been doing, even with my friends, out in Salt Lake, Nathan Bird and Lacey Bird, they have a group out there, and I finished an entrepreneurial conference they had where I was just talking about my songs a little more than you would in a normal setting, where whatever the conference may be involved, whether it's mental health or whatever, all that's related to all my music. It's also personal, that I can tell my personal stories around all that. So kind of call it like self-help almost musician, I guess, where, tying into the conferences and where you have an audience and you can share your whatever part of the story that's relevant, really. But
definitely,
at least you get paid a little bit. Here in Nashville, you don't get paid a lot to perform. So there's a lot of charitable things, I mean, every time there's a storm or somebody's hurt, we're all getting together. Anybody that's hurting in the songwriter community, we're doing some type of charitable organization for them too. We all play at the nursing homes all around here and some of the hospice places, and music heals. So many different.
It does heal, and a big shout out to Paul Austin. This week alone has got 20 artists together to put music together to raise funds for the LA fires. Well done, Paul Austin. Great effort, mate. Really great effort from the UK. You didn't even think about it. You saw the fires, you saw the devastation on the news and things like that. You put your minds together, you got your bands together, you got your artists together, and for $10.99 over, on Bandcamp, you can buy that album, and that money will go over to the fires over in LA, and they will raise that money. That's how quickly it happens in the music world, and that's why I love you lot so much. You support everybody as quick as you can to make sure that those funds are in the bank to help those charities, and you've all got so much access to local and national charities. So, Ridge, we did say it was a bit different on One Life. You have mentioned some of the charities already. But you have sent a few that you'd like people to be aware of. But also there was one thing that you told me before the show. And I think actually for the Tim Tebow Foundation, I want someone to hear a real life story coming from one of our artists. And I want you all just for 5 minutes to listen to what Nick's got to say, because actually that will make you open up that link straight away as soon as we finish tonight's show. So we were talking actually in terms of child sexual exploitation and also trafficking. We have got an indie artist who's actually willing to come on the show tonight and give a personal experience. So Ridge, if you don't mind, and if you're happy to speak about this, I would love you to do so.
I'm happy to speak about it because I've been speaking about it for maybe 10 years in all different kinds of organizations. I really feel like the biggest damage anything that can happen to you is if you keep it inside. There's God can't heal anything in the dark, so it has to be out in the open. And as hard as that is for people to do, the more you tell your story, the more you heal and the further you identify away from that. And we talked about some of the problems last time that the issues and the hurdles that I've gotten over in dyslexia and OCD, things like that. But all those were amplified by the fact that I was sexually molested by my father as a child from the age of 5 to 15, and to the point where I really didn't even know what was happening. I thought it was all love, and when I finally found out what was really happening, it really hurt my self-image because some of that stuff is enjoyable. You think as a child that, if you enjoy something evil, then you are evil. And one of the reasons that I didn't play music I was playing music and I was on stage at all this time. But as soon as the reality of what was happening hit, you make that promise, nobody can ever know this about me. That's kind of a deal with the devil. And man, everything in your life can just fall apart during those things. And when I read what Tebow was doing in his foundation, he mentioned sex trafficking. And it was only later in my healing and going through, there's such a healing process. And in fact, there's so many, I try to put triggers in all my songs so that maybe it'll spark something that someone will remember or just realize that they need to get out. And oftentimes, the biggest reward for me is if somebody comes up after I sing something and says, man, I got to tell you this story, and I've never told a human being. Or I can't even tell my wife or my husband this story, and I want to tell you. That's really what I feel like perhaps my entire ministry, is about. So there was a time when I realized there was a summer camp one year, and luckily I was old enough at this time to know what was happening and to try to avoid this without letting people know. And I went to a church camp, and the guy that ran that church camp was a predator, and I could tell right away. And so I realized during my healing, like, wow, that my stepfather actually trafficked me into that situation where I could have been. Now, luckily, like I said, I knew enough of what was going on that I avoided him. But what I had to do, every time I saw him, jump out the window, run around the corner, you know what I mean? Make sure that he doesn't catch me. So this type of fear just filled my life for so long that doing something creative, or even having the confidence to get on stage and have everybody look at you was absolutely devastating for me. So when I did go through these processes and I learned how to heal from all these things, great books that I can even recommend for people to read to get those things started. The first thing I wanted to do was find all my friends with the same blindfold, right? You normally are with people of the same damage, because they're not going to understand you if they don't have the same experience. So you find yourself surrounding yourself with people that have a similar wound, similar issue. So I'm just so appreciative, actually, to be able to talk about this stuff, because it's really deep. It's really hard to hear. It's hard to listen. It's hard to tell somebody you love something like this. But it's so important. It is really the main reason that I have committed my life to music and just walked away from my healthcare career and walked away from all stability. I feel like I
Do you
am.
know, do you know what? It's took a lot of courage this evening to be able to tell a personal story like that to artists around the world, to everybody live. We are live to thousands of people tonight. You know, we are going publicly to lots of people tonight. But I tell you what, that took a lot of guts, but also I hope what it did take was for you to understand that it does touch the very closest to the nearest and dearest. You know, this young man is one of our family members at One Life. He's been part of us for 6 months. And, you know, we did not know that this story was part of his life. He's come on the air tonight to share that story. And the reason he shared it is because he doesn't want to hide behind it. He wants people to know that there is support out there for you. The Tim Tebow Foundation is a great method of support. If you're going through anything, you know, in relation to what our artist has gone through tonight, please don't sit and hide it. Please don't sit and feel that you're not going to have any support. You will have support. We're there for you at One Life, but the Tim Tebow Foundation is specialized in this support and this help. And the foundation will be there. Pick up the phone, go on the internet, and find that help. And I'll tell you, the biggest part of getting help for any charity is like our family were tonight, right at the beginning of the show, for each other. Your families, you're there for your support. Your friends are there for your support. And if you haven't got family and friends around you, you know, reach out for those organizations like the Tim Tebow Foundation. And I think, you know, thank you so much, Ridge. You're a complete honorable thing that you've done tonight.
I just want to say something. Just like if you break an arm, there's a certain way in which it heals, and it's pretty obvious because you see it. But spiritually and mentally, there's also a process in which you heal that you probably don't know. I studied psychology. I studied everything in college. I still thought I knew everything. I said goodbye to this man a long time, thought that was it. It's not it. There's actual process that you can reparent yourself and look at this entire situation with a brain that is developed and not a child, and let yourself off the hook, because that's really what you're doing. So
Definitely.
Reach out if you need help. And
reach out. I tell you what, we're going to Ridge. I'm going to reach out to you tonight because I'm going to dedicate your song to yourself, because at the end of the day, you're my hero tonight. You have shared something amazing. You're going to support many families, and this hero song is about that. So we're going to dedicate this to Tim Tebow being a hero, and to our one and only Ridge Banks, his own song to himself. Tell us about Hero while I get it sorted.
Oh, hero is my mantra, really. I knew I was supposed to be on stage since I was a little kid, and all the stuff we were talking about got in the way. And even though I'm older than most people would start things, I feel like I'm finally where I'm supposed to be. And I believe there's a hero in all of us, and that's the person God made us to be. And everybody on this, there's people from the UK and from Nashville on this song, from Nick on bass, and I think Mark's on drums, and
brilliant. Okay, so let's bring out all those heroes and let's get them on and let's listen to this song together. I have heard it a few times, but I haven't heard it lately. But I love this song. It's a great song. Let's play it for you all out there. Enjoy the song.
All my life so far is just a preamble, a hero's tale yet to be told. My skies become my teachers, lessons more valuable than gold. I know the patience is a virtue, but mine is a weary, pretty thing. I'm ready to rescue the princess, save the kingdom. I'm ready for my time to begin. of my story. But my mind skips forward to the end. I'm ready to claim my treasure, slay the dragon, and rid the world of its sin. And I know the hero inside me, he yearns to break free and redefine me. Looking for the path that eludes me. I need the world to show me what my eyes can't see. Persevere, lean into your fears. Tomorrow's a brand new day. And let the hero inside you find the light and shine through. It'll redefine you. You'll find the path that rings true when you see the world from a hero's point of view.
An absolute classic hero song from Ridge Banks. I tell you, you've had some great comments. I tell you. So the Paul Austin band said super guitar collection, particularly the steel blues guitar. I tell you what, Paul will rip your songs apart when he talks about music. Every time I speak to him on the phone, he always goes into detail. And when he spots a great song, he knows a great song. And if you listen to his music in the UK, his guitars, I tell you, are absolutely amazing. So he's made a great comment there. Great. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, David Young on electric guitar is unbelievable. He's my buddy here. I think he's 25. He's like my son here, really. I don't have any kids of my own, so I just pick the ones I want, I guess, here.
Well, I tell you what, you can adopt us all over here in the UK when you come over. There's a few of us that need adopting, I tell you. So, you know, you're part of the One Life family. You have got kids now. You know, we've got we've got artists from like 17 years old. You know, you can choose some of those. And when we have the My Indie School, there's going to be a lot of young kids who need your help in the music industry. You know, and I'm sure there'll be plenty that I can send over. Have you? Have you got kids of your own?
20 years. Yeah.
You was what? Sorry.
Wrestling coach for 20 years.
I saw that.
Coach all over the place after I graduated from college. So I love having kids in my life.
And that's away from music. That's something that you do away from music, something you're quite passionate and you love quite a lot. I'll tell you what, we've got a little surprise for you coming up, but there's something in the background that I can't get a hold of, okay? But keep that in your mind because, and also those who are listening, you're going to have a little bit of a surprise. So tonight's show may slightly go over because there's something in the wings that this young man doesn't know about at the moment, but he will know about it very soon. So while we're waiting for that in the background, okay, and that person and that thing that I've been talking to outside behind the scenes, okay, if you're listening, okay, where have you gone, okay? So in relation to 2025, let's get that over and done with first. Let's get 2025. You know, what has Ridge Banks got up his sleeves this year to make it bigger than better than 2024?
Well, my tour for one, a few other shows that are coming out. I mean, it's really the year I've been dreaming about. We've been putting about a year and a half into this year. So this is going to be awesome, man. I can't wait, and being out in the UK too is going to be incredible. So I'm putting all my focus on that, and it should be awesome. It should be incredible. We should have 2 or 3 more releases before that time too. So
Fantastic. Well, tell us a bit about the tour 3 releases, you know, in relation to your songs. They're coming through thick and fast. We've got your release
I'll tell you.
on the show, which hasn't been released yet, and we are going to play that at the end of tonight's show. So, you know, don't tell us about that one. Tell us about any other releases. How many are you going to get out this year?
There is a super cool song that's probably coming out next called Doors. This is my own personal story about a lot of what we were talking about. And the whole purpose of it is I see doors where I once saw walls. That's the main hook. But it is hardcore rock and roll. It isn't country or blues. Well, it's a little bluesy, but it isn't country in any way. And it is rock and roll, man. Nikki's voice on it is incredible, screaming hard rock. And I got a buddy here named Doug Leonard. He's another guy I call one of my sons. We go camping all the time together, him and a few buddies, and he's one of the he's probably another one of the best guitar players I've met here in Nashville. It's pretty cool. It's easy to get on stage and have everybody be better than you when you're here in Nashville. And that's always my goal. I want everyone to play better than me. I want everyone to. I mean, it's just amazing that even exists with these guys. And
Brilliant.
so,
Okay.
and they all got their own bands too, you know.
They have. They're all got their own bands too. So what we're going to do, everybody, we are going to change things around on the show this evening. We are going to double play some fantastic music by Rich over here. We're going to play a double play. So we're going to play his next song. Okay, because we do have a surprise coming up for Ridge through the show. Okay, so we're going to play his next song, and then I'm going to go and get this sorted for him. Okay, because I'm excited to bring him a little surprise. I love surprises at One Life. Okay, so your next song that you've sent through to us while I sort out your surprise is what have you sent through? Blues Catcher. Oh my God, I love blues. I've got to work and also listen to Blues Catcher. That's not fair. Okay, so Blues Catcher, tell us about it.
Blues Catcher is an awesome blues song that has always been a band favorite wherever I go play live. And I warn you that my blues songs aren't that sad. And that's really the whole purpose of it. Is it just
blues is about
depends on how you look at things, you know. And it's probably one of my favorite recordings so far, just because of the musical. I mean, I deliberately put like 8 measures in the beginning of just music because it's just outstanding. Taylor Tuke is now added to the collection. He plays about everything, but he plays an incredible honky-tonk piano on this thing. And of course, David is playing guitar. My drummer Micah here, and was one that we were looking through and said, man, that's got to be the next release. I think it's a great energy too.
Fantastic. Well, let's let everybody listen to it. Let's see if I can get your surprise sorted out for you. Okay. So Blues Catcher coming up, everybody.
I say you look so good, it's a crime to be sad. I said you look so good, it's a crime to be sad. It's a ride with me, baby, no loneliness on my path. just in the nick of time. I'm your blues catcher, baby, just in the nick of time. I'll take all your fears, let my love ease your mind. To fine wine.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you what, every time I look over to my partner, she's looking at her, smiling and laughing at me because she can see me having a dance. I'll tell you what, the turn your tears to dry wine. My missus would love that because at the end of the day, you can just cry and like you don't have to go to the supermarket and pay for it. That's a great line. I love that line. Right, listen, mister, I was trying to get you a surprise for the show this evening, but he's having real massive technical difficulties. Ladies and gentlemen, in the chat room this evening, we have the one and only Nick Please from the Wall of Sound. He has been listening to your show all evening. He has been desperate to come and join you on your live show this evening, but he's having technical problems. But he has promised me he's sticking around in the chat room. So what we're going to do, everybody, we're 53 minutes into the show this evening, and one thing I have seen over the last week and a half is not a big enough effort to support the Tim Tebow Association. Come on, Wildlife, what are you doing? I have not seen a donation. I have not seen you talk about the Tim Tebow Association, apart from when we're coming on live. Come on, get your socks up. We're week 2, the second artist on week 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to do one of AJ's favorite little things is we're going to empty the pockets of our artists. So tonight I am going to empty Ridge and also Nick's pockets for the Association of Tim Tebow. So what we're going to do is we're going to play one of Roland's favorite games of Jeopardy. Okay. And how we're going to play Jeopardy this evening is around the WWE. So we're going to play the game together. If you get the questions wrong, you know what happens, everybody. If our artist gets the questions wrong, he empties his pockets and puts it in the Tim Tebow Association. And because Nick has also joined him this evening, we're going to empty Nick's pockets as well. And we're going to find out a little bit about Nick during this game show about the Wall of Sound. And I will read it out on his behalf how the Wall of Sound has met up with Ridge and how they have put together a great empire of music to not only sort out the UK music industry, but also sort out the American industry as well, with 2 great artists collaborating together around the world to bring out some amazing songs like what we've just heard. So, Ridge, are you ready for your challenge this evening?
I'm ready.
You're ready? Good. It's all on your best subject, okay? Wrestling is your best subject. You have made sure that you have given support to many children around America being a wrestling coach. But I'll tell you what, being a coach, you've got to know your wrestling, okay? So let's see if we know your wrestling.
Wrestling.
Oh, no. I'll tell you what, if you're a wrestling coach, the WWE you should know about, okay?
WWE isn't wrestling.
Well, okay, well, you've got it wrong tonight, okay? Because if WWE isn't wrestling and you get every single question wrong, you and Nick are like going to have to empty your pockets for the Tim Tebow Association.
All right,
So I'm hoping Nick in the UK is watching Netflix at the moment, and him and his family are going to like help you, because without Nick's help, by the sounds of it, we're emptying your pockets tonight and you're going to get everything wrong. Okay, so Nick, Ridge needs your help. He needs your help. He doesn't know apparently anything about the WWE. So Nick only, no one else in the chat room. Don't help Ridge. Okay, Nick only in the chat room. Put the answers to the questions in the chat room, and we'll see if we can help Ridge, and so he's not skinned, and he can put some more money towards a car that may work along the streets in America and not skid all over the place, okay? So, here we go. Wrestling Jeopardy. Let's see tonight's game show.
It feels good to finally put you in your place.
What's going on, everyone? For Wrestle Trivia, I'm your host, Kevin J. Callis.
Yeah.
And you're watching Wrestling Jeopardy, the ultimate interactive game show where you're the contestant.
Said, are we ready to go? Yeah. All right, let's do this.
So what do you say we go to the board now and check out the categories that you'll be quizzed on in this episode? And we're starting with, what time is it? Followed by Monday Night Raw guest hosts. Our third category is before and after, which is when the answer combines two wrestlers that share a common name. For example, if I say the Texas Rattlesnake and the greatest man who ever lived, you would say who is Stone Cold Steve Austin Aries.
It's like that game in Super Mario. My God, what is the code?
We're getting closer and closer to this year's Royal Rumble, so let's do a little Rumble trivia here with our fourth category, Royal Rumble number ones. And our fifth and final category is voted on by you. Well, not you, but the members of the Wrestle Trivia Fan Club. And the choices for this week were Netflix and Chill, Peacock, and the WWE Network. And the winner with over 50% of the votes, the WWE Network.
There's no Hulkamaniacs here.
And that's how it means it's time to start the game with the 200-point jobber round, the easiest round in Wrestling Jeopardy. Will you answer all 5 of these questions correctly, or will you totally suck and only get a couple answers right?
What do you think I'm stupid?
Well, I'm going to pause it there because I'm going to make sure that our help, Nick Clues, is basically, Nick says, I'll leave the wrestling questions with you, Ridge.
What's that?
Nick has basically just put you in the sink and said he's going to leave the wrestling questions to you.
Yeah, that makes sense. I knew he would say that.
Nick, no Googling the answers, okay? No cheating between the two of you, okay? Let's see how many wrestling questions Rich can get right. We're not going to do the whole 15 minutes because we're running out of time on the show this evening. So we will basically just test your knowledge. And I'll tell you what, we're going to do the first 5 questions, but we're going to double it to $2, okay? Right. Rather than $1, we're going to do it $2 so we can get a maximum of 10, okay? So we are going, just to let people know that we're having a problem streaming onto Facebook this evening, okay? So just to let everyone know who has been streaming on Facebook this evening, Facebook has gone down. We are still live on YouTube and X also, and the program will be sent out this evening on YouTube via Facebook. So I tell you, 1, 2, 3, everybody, before we do the wrestling quiz, boo to Facebook. Come on, Mark Zuckerberg, sort it out. Okay, when you're doing a charity show, what we don't want is you going down. What is it? Okay, so let's get the questions up and let's give the 5 questions to Ridge and let's see if we can get $10 out of him. If not, he might surprise us. He might get one right. Here we go.
Stupid?
All right, let's jump in, kick off the job around with this clue from What Time Is It? The time is now for you to see this superstar wrestle since he'll be retiring at the end of 2025.
Oh, which wrestler, Ridge, is retiring at the end of 2025?
Randy Macho Man Savage, who probably retired a long time ago.
I think it's gone ages ago. You can't do Randy. Ridge, I'm giving you a second guess.
I only know a few. I gotta look like I know something. I know it can't be him.
Ridge, come on, seriously. You've got The Rock. You've got other like superstars out there who are like more 2025. Randy Savage was like 20 years ago.
They're going to be all 80s guys, I'm going to be saying. You know it, because I don't watch that anymore. I never watched it in the first place. I liked it live, but it was like the opposite of what we were really doing on a wrestling mat.
Dude, that's absolute class. Absolutely class. I'm going to try and re-add you all into Facebook to see if I can get you all back up.
No, the owner of it all. Oh, I can't remember his name anymore.
Okay, all right. So we are going for Vince McMahon or Randy Savage. I think you are definitely giving them to Tim Tebow. Okay, so what the answer is this. Okay, this is the answer, everyone.
All right.
And his retirement tour is in full swing. The correct answer is John Cena.
I knew him.
John
And
Cena
the
leads
second
the
clue of the job
WWE.
around is coming from Monday Night Raw guest hosts. This Australian actor, known for playing the X-Men's Wolverine, wasn't afraid to get physical with Dolph Ziggler in 2011.
Jack.
Ooh, Australian actor known for playing Wolverine. Who is it?
Jack, right? Like, God, what's his name? Oh, this is terrible. Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. Let's see if the answer is right. I think you very may well be right. Just to let everybody know in Facebook world, we are back up and running now. We have got the connection sorted. So, Nick, you can come and help join in with your friend over here. Is it Hugh Jackman?
Yes.
And he rocked the show off with a right hand. The correct answer here is Hugh Jackman.
Well done, Rich. You
And we're
got
on
that
to
one
the
right.
third clue of the job around from before and after. The ultimate influencer and the OG Bloodlines wise man.
Oh, okay. So the ultimate influencer and the OG Bloodlines wise man. Got a clue on that one?
No.
No, you really don't know your wrestling, do you?
Oh,
If you're coaching young boys, you need to be watching a bit of more WWE on Netflix because they're going to be asking you questions, mister. Okay, so the OG Bloodline, even I know this one.
Is that McMahon? OG
No, it's not
Bloodline?
McMahon. No, definitely not.
The correct answer, Logan Paul Heyman. That brings us to the fourth clue of the job around. From Rumble number ones, this cocky, confident heartbreaker from San Antonio, Texas, became the first ever superstar to win the men's Royal Rumble match from the number one spot.
Okay, so Royal Rumble. Okay, I'll tell you what. If you were to have a Royal Rumble of indie artists, who would the Royal Rumble contain? Let's put some artists in there. I think Nick, after not helping you out, he should be in the ring with you tonight. Okay, we'll put him in a Royal Rumble.
He was telling me about the fights in the football arenas.
Was he?
I have no clue who this is.
You have no clue. Okay, so we'll think about that later on in the show. Who we're going to put in the Royal Rumble. I'll tell you what, we're going to put your friend Blockhead. He could go in the Royal Rumble as well.
Yeah.
And so we could put Muriel in there. What a great Royal Rumble that would be. Let's see what the answer is, shall we? Keeping us waiting.
And he did it in 1995 by eliminating the British Bulldog, who is Shawn Michaels.
Michaels, the first man in and the last man standing.
And let's finish up the job around with this clue from the WWE Network. Launched in February 2014, the network's monthly subscription cost was set at this amount.
Do you know that's a real hard one to ask anyone? You know, when you're looking at how much, $10. You reckon it's $10? $9.99. Okay, so it looks as though that Nick has completely left you. He's not even in the chat room. He's not even helping you out. That's mean. I'll tell you, next time he wants your help creating a single, just turn around to him and say, "Can you remember that time you left me high and dry?" You know, you have a word with him for me, all right? Okay, so you're saying $10.
I say $9.99.
$9.99. Let's see what the answer is, shall we?
They must have said it like a million times, and there was a flag flying above WWE headquarters. The answer here, $9.99.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Seriously?
All right, hopefully you started off pretty well there. You got 5 questions.
$9.99 exactly. How did you manage that?
I just figured it. I didn't know
He
it.
just-
I didn't know
to the
it.
button. It was
Just a
to the
month.
button.
What would those crazy guys pay a month? I pay $9.99 for that probably.
Absolutely peanuts. I tell you what, look, I'm not going to put you through that much more. You know, we're little game together to get the association. Nick, I'll tell you what, Nick, your friend without your support, okay, got 8 wrong, okay? He got 2 right. He got Hugh Jackman right, and he also got this $9.99. That was a fluke, $9.99. I'm sorry. To get that down on the flag, I think he had the flag outside his house, so he knew what it was. But he got 2 right, so he got 8 wrong. So that means that is like, if we were going for $2, that's like $16. He's just lost $16, Nick, and that's your fault. Okay, wherever you are, you should be ashamed of yourself leaving your friend high and dry. Okay, but I tell you what, it doesn't have to be $16. It has to be anything you would truly believe that you could put into the Tim Tebow Foundation. You know, please put it in. Please help, you know, Major Resolves, you know, charity of the month. And I tell you what, that $16 could end up being the first major prize sent out by one of our artists across to our artists around the world. You know, and I'm really looking forward to finding out what is in that box. And I'll tell you what, Ridge, may be the one who finds out what's in his magic box of tricks that he's going to be sending out to the best supporter. So thanks for playing that game. It was just a little bit of fun. It was, you know, at the end of the day, read the thread on YouTube. Probably the thread on YouTube is basically telling it was a copyright thing, or also that it was probably something to do with everything going on tonight. But hopefully you can still hear me. I know you can still hear me. I know the comments are still coming in. So fingers crossed, you know, the show is still going live this evening. In relation to Ridge, you have been an absolutely amazing guest. You are an amazing artist. We love your music. Please carry it on doing what you're doing. I want to see you in the UK, and I'm going to do my very best to work with Nick and the Wall of Sound to come and see you before hopefully I go over to Atlanta in August. But that sounds absolutely amazing. And what we do is next time we have a show for everybody in the next few months, we are going to bring the Wall of Sound and Ridge on together, and we're going to do a whole show about how they collaborated together as a duo from the UK and from America, and we get them on together. Okay, we might get Nick to come and do his own show, and then what we'll do is we'll bring Ridge on. Okay, so we'll get Nick to come and do his show, and we'll get Ridge to come and support him. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have to bring tonight's show to a very abrupt close. It is getting very late, but also before we go, what I want Ridge to do is actually say to me about who are those really special people in his life that he wants to say thank you to.
Oh man, there's so many people. My wife Sherry, we just got married maybe 6 months ago. So 2024 was pretty huge for me, and you know,
Congratulations.
I can't do anything without the support of my family and friends and everybody here in Nashville. That's what's so beautiful about living here is, man, every other night I'm going out and seeing 20, 30 of my friends. The community is just outrageous. And of course, we're talking about real things. We're writing songs about them. So they're really strong commitments. So I just love it. I just feel so grateful. When I almost got in that accident, what scared me the most was that for a minute there, I thought this beautiful life might be over something silly like that. So I just have a lot of gratitude for all my friends in the U where, you know, it's where the rubber meets the road, right?
Fantastic, definitely. I want to thank everybody this evening who has come and listened to a very powerful show. It's been a very powerful and very heartwarming show. And I really want to thank you again, Ridge, for, you know, sharing your story, but also supporting the Tim Tebow Foundation and all the other charities that you've supported. And I want to thank everybody for bearing with us this evening through some technical difficulties. But we hope we brought you a great show. We hope we brought you some great music, you know, and thank you one and all for joining One Life. We are going to be a very, very busy week this week. We have 2 amazing artists over the weekend. Rich, would you like to know who we've got on the show on Saturday? Yeah, we have got all the way from the USA an amazing singer, songwriter. Mrs. Emily Judson is on the show at 7 p.m. on Saturday. So a weekend special. We've got 2 weekend specials this weekend. We're very busy over the next few weeks as we try and raise those funds for Atlanta. but also as we get the music school ready for you. Okay, so one last little thing that I want to ask Ridge. We were talking before the show about artist collaboration and also about a very subject which is very dear to me and you, and that's the subject of dyslexia. Now, the National Dyslexic Association in the UK will soon be having their National Dyslexic sort of charitable month. And there's one song that I really want to try and pull together again. It is about my journey through dyslexia. It was called Phoenix Rising. Unfortunately, that song got pulled down due to copyright laws. So I've got to rewrite it and start again. So I tell you what, it would be an absolute honor because, Ridge, this is something me and you battle against every single day.
I'd love to write that with you.
I think between me, you, and Nick, I think we should get a song about dyslexia out there, put it out from the National Dyslexic Association, and let's make some music together because that would be an absolute great honor for you to do that for me.
I'd be honored, dude. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I would love to
Fantastic.
have a song. I'd love to have a song. You know, really, most of my writing comes around what I want to talk about. So I want to
Brilliant, excellent.
When I'm on there, so I'd love to have a song to be able to do that.
Brilliant. Well, let's collab together with Nick. Let's put our heads together. Let's get a track out there. Let's see if it's good enough for Paul Austin in relation to the album. Let's see what he thinks of us three working together. I'm really excited about this little project that we've got together. So I'm going to wrap up the show tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. We will see you live on Saturday at 7 p.m. with Emily. But it's been a great show. And I'm going to say goodbye to this young man. He needs a little bit more rest because he's had a bad couple of weeks.
Incredible on there. So I really
brilliant. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. All right. Take good care of yourself, Ridge. Take good care of yourself, everyone. Wrap up warm and keep yourself safe. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.